These are Stewie Griffin's 10 worst dating disasters that are as funny as they are painful. Starting off our list at number 10, we have the episode Damn It, Janet, which starts off with the concerned Lois that Stewie isn't socializing well with other kids, and Stewie makes that very obvious as well.
That's right. A little further. Hey everyone, meet Jeffrey, the newest member of the Club of Forgotten Children.
As a solution, Lois thinks it's time Stewie goes to daycare, and that does not sit well with Stewie. I mean, who would want to go to a place like that if you're an evil genius like Stewie?
What do you mean you're leaving me here? What is this place? Why, you soulless witch! This is a biogenetic experimentation facility, isn't it? Admit it!
Well, left to defend for himself among mere toddlers, Stewie does what any evil genius would do. He uses his superior intellect to bully everyone inside until he catches the eye of Janet. But before he can even make a move, Stewie screws it all up in true Stewie fashion.
Hey, let's see now. Duck, duck. Goose! Oh, come on now, I barely touched you. Ellie, stop it. Stop your boo-hooing. Stop it, I say. Stop it!
Also, can we talk about the fact that Stewie is walking around with a net gun contraption like it's no big deal? Like, shouldn't the teacher be at least be a little concerned? Anyway, after terrorizing the playground, Stewie comes to a shocking realization.
Still, I find it rather odd that she's even on my mind at all. What the deuce has come over me?
Well, well, well. Looks like someone's in love.
And thus begins Stewie's plunge into the confusing world of romance. He tries his best to convince himself that he hates Janet, but really, he's just another guy binge-watching Andrew Tate and Sigma male edits, pretending not to care while obsessing over her.
Look at her, Leonard. Sitting there with her curly ebony locks and those pouty come-hither lips. My God, she's unappealing.
Go!
Who said that? Who's got the big diapers?
He attempts to get close to her, even spelling his affection out for her through song, but there's a catch. Janet's affection is tied to a very specific form of currency. Cookies. That's right, the whole time she's just been after a stash of cookies. Gold digger, huh? Nah, she's just a cookie digger.
What are you doing? What the hell is this? Look, Janet, is there something you need to tell me? Because if I'm the only one in this thing, well, I think I deserve to know. I see. Your silence says it all.
However, she shows interest in another boy, which causes Stewie to fall for her even harder, attempting to make her jealous by pretending to be in a relationship with another girl. And when things don't go his way, he turns into an even bigger douchebag.
Not even a second glance. This is what you call dolled up? Listen, why don't you save yourself years of sexual ambiguity and get fitted for a pair of Doc Martens and a plaid flannel shirt?
Oh, our little heartbreaker can't catch a break, can he? Torn between hating love and not being able to get over Janet, Stewie finally tries his luck one last time. And wouldn't you know it, Janet actually confesses that she likes him right before asking for a cookie.
I like you.
You like me? Oh, well, it's not love, but it's a start. Oh, Janet, you've made me the happiest man in the whole world. Oh, yes, of course, you can have a cookie. Stay right there. Cookie?
It's a harsh lesson, what can I say, but hey, love blinds everyone, even evil baby geniuses. Stewie walks away from his first romance disillusioned but wiser. But now it looks like the bakery is closed for good. At number 9, we've got one of his most chaotic romances yet. In the episode Go, Stewie, Go. The madness begins with Brian stumbling drunk, looking to pick a fight as usual. Meanwhile, Stewie is glued to Jolly Farm watching a bunch of kids sing poems about, let's just say, some very questionable topics.
Ooh, this next one's my favorite. It's about the Pan Am flight from Lockerbie.
It's raining luggage and babies and limbs and daddy doesn't come home.
And Brian, fresh from his drunken wisdom, remembers a story about auditions for an American version of Jolly Farm and tells Stewie about it. Stewie, with his newfound passion for acting and Jolly Farm both, dives straight into the auditions.
You heard her. They're only auditioning little girls. Now, come on, let's get out of here.
I suppose you're right. Nothing I can do.
Okay, our next young actress on the audition list is Karina Smirnoff.
Hello, everyone.
You didn't think Stewie would quit that easily, would you? Determined to get that spot, Stewie does what, well, any evil baby genius would do. He cross-dresses and transforms into his new persona, Karina Smirnoff. And honestly, he nails it.
All right, fun's over. What do you want me to read?
We want you to read your new contract.
You mean it?
Absolutely. You're hired.
Oh my God!
So well, in fact, that even Brian is fooled, and let's just say things go way further than they needed to.
Oh no, you're gonna be my on-set guardian.
You're out of your mind.
Brian, we both know I touched it. Now, if you'd like to keep that just between us, I suggest you sit back down and order me some chicken fingers.
The next day, Stewie, or Karina, arrives on set and immediately falls head over heels for his co-star, Julie. I mean, come on, Stewie, when will you ever learn?
Everybody, this is our new Jolly Farm resident, Karina Smirnoff. She'll be playing the role of Mary.
Hello?
Hi, I'm Julie.
Right from the get-go, Stewie goes full SJW mode, taking on the role of a feminist icon. And let me tell you, he owns it. Fast forward and Karina becomes a hit on the show, with fan mail coming from all directions. Get it?
Hey, another batch of fan mail, Karina.
Oh, careful, Sam. You're emptying your sack all over me. What?
No? Alright, moving on. But as always, trouble brews on set. One of Stewie's co-stars, Randall, objects to Karina's growing bond with Julie and pulls her away, trying to break up their friendship. But this just makes Stewie fall even harder for her. And that's when it hits him. He's falling for real. Uh-oh.
I don't think that guy's right for her. Do you see the way he treats her?
What do you care?
Because I think I'm in love with her.
As the show goes on, Stewie and Julie's friendship deepens, culminating in a sleepover where they get even closer. The next day, Julie confesses her feelings for Karina, saying she wishes Karina was actually a boy. Well, I mean, Stewie hears this as his big moment and he makes his move.
No, I'm not done yet.
Karina, what are you... I'm not a lesbian.
No, I'm not either.
What are you exactly?
Of course, Stewie, being Stewie, decides to reveal his true identity in the most dramatic way possible, during a live taping of the show.
Maybe that can wait till later, Mary.
No, I think this needs to come out now. You see, I didn't move to Jolly Farm from the big city to be around animals. I moved here because my uncle was molesting my sister and my parents wanted her to start a new life. But my sister Mary shot herself in the face, and that's when I decided that she would live on through me. For I am not who you think I am. I am not little Mary Sunflower, daughter of Bradley and Teresa Sunflower. No, I'm not.
I'm Desmond Sunflower! Desmond Sunflower! And I'm a boy! A perfectly normal little boy! Who also happens to be a transvestite.
The big reveal shocks Julie and her mom, who immediately forbids Julie from ever speaking to Stewie again, and just like that, Stewie is left to regret his decision, lamenting the fact that his brief stint as Karina Smirnoff has come crashing down. Well, I guess cross-dressing isn't the life hack Stewie thought it'd be, huh? Now we got those out of the way, we're coming in hot at number 8. We see Stewie's brief, tumultuous romance with his future co-star turn into one of the most entertaining disasters ever in the episode. From method to madness, in this episode, Stewie tries to get Brian to audition for a local theater gig, mostly because he wants Brian out of the house. But when things go bad for Brian on stage, Stewie decides to stand up for his dog friend only to be selected in his place, and in a nanosecond, the kid switches up on Brian. Wow.
Well, it looks like we're gonna have to reconsider. Brian, we want you, yes, off the stage. But your young friend there would make a perfect addition to the school's Rising Star program.
Oh, splendid! This calls for a sexy party.
And fast forward, and Stewie's in the Quahog School of Performing Arts, where he meets Olivia. Soon-to-be girlfriend? Sure, but right out the gate she's not having it, refusing to duet with Stewie and throwing shade at his performance. And I tell you what guys, Olivia's sarcasm game is pretty strong. Stewie, however, isn't one to take an insult without firing back with a nuclear-level comeback of his own.
I've never heard anyone reference that outside the program before. Because that's what she says on the show, right? Isn't it? You are the weakest link. Goodbye. And yet you've taken that and used it out of context to insult me in this everyday situation. God, what a clever, smart girl you must be to come up with a joke like that all by yourself. That's so fresh, too.
Even after that charming encounter, Stewie, probably channeling his inner softie, tries to strike up a conversation again only to get shut down once more. Now you'd think Stewie would normally vaporize her with a laser gun, but no. He's either developing feelings or is just a closeted masochist.
Well, I'd love to stay and chat, but you're a total bitch.
When he overhears that both he and a bitter rival, Olivia, are in danger of being cut from the program, the pair hastily work together and end up becoming a duet. Their teacher wants them to perform on the big stage, and let's just say Olivia's mom is way too enthusiastic to not let any alarm bells ring off in the toxic celeb mom department.
It's a great idea. I've always dreamed of becoming an actress, but that's not why I'm pushing Olivia to do it. Is it suspicious that I brought that up unprovoked?
And before long, the cracks in Stewie's and Olivia's relationship begin to show. Their bickering turns into full-on verbal warfare with insults flying left and right. It's the kind of argument where you're just waiting for someone to pull out a dictionary to keep up with their vocabulary choices. It's impressive. They argue like a couple that's been together for 40 years. But it's been like, 4 minutes.
Oh, shut up, you egotistical jerk!
You shut up, you sack-bellied strumpet!
Slim-headed jackass!
Mealy-mouthed crotch pheasant!
As they prepare for a big performance with a critic in the audience, the rivalry heats up. They both desperately try to outshine each other, which leads to their inevitable breakup on stage, but not before Olivia accuses Stewie of stuffing his diaper. And Stewie's excuse?
It's where I keep my peppermint Mentos. Just because your breath reeks of rotten Lunchables doesn't mean mine has to.
Ew, just thinking about it gives me goosebumps. Ugh. Anyway, their on-stage performance ends in disaster, with Stewie getting the boot while Olivia gets to perform solo. Stewie, naturally, isn't handling it well. He's now washed up, forgotten, and sulking like a Hollywood star who just lost an Oscar to someone in a Marvel movie.
I guess the best advice I got was from Marty Scorsese. I was having a problem understanding why I'd been taking abuse from this lower-ranking officer played by Chris O'Donnell, and he told me, you don't have to understand it, your character does.
Olivia eventually visits him on her way to Hollywood, and Stewie tries his best to keep his composure as he asks her if they could work together again, and well, we know the answer to that one. After such a heartbreaking event, the once high on fame Stewie loses the only person he clicked with, and that'd be more than enough to push anyone to the next situation we find Stewie in next.
Hey, how you doing, kid?
Are you from wardrobe?
Stewie's brief fling with Olivia, a disaster from start to finish. But hey, at least he learned one thing: never get involved with someone whose stage mom is scarier than your own evil genius tendencies. And number 7, Stewie falls in love with no one else but his babysitter because that's, well, what every normal kid does, right? In the episode 8 Simple Rules for Buying My Teenage Daughter, weird, and yeah, that title is just as messed up as it sounds, Stewie goes through a strange phase, and we can sort of relate to that. The episode kicks off with Meg babysitting Stewie. And let's be real, if there's one person in the Griffin household you should never be left alone with, it's Stewie.
You know, Meg, if you kill yourself now, you'll probably get a full page in the yearbook.
Ah, the Griffin sibling love shines through once again. Naturally, Meg's had enough of babysitting this tiny maniac and begs Lois to get a real babysitter. Meanwhile, Peter's busy making the family do something so ridiculous that makes us wonder if they really should just get new parents instead.
I don't know if you guys had any of that pie already, but that is some tasty stuff. That's from the bake sale that Lois was...
Ooh, one down. I know somebody who won't be having any...
I'm starting to feel funny.
Well, I feel fine. I guess I'm gonna...
And pro tip, never let your dad talk you into a vomiting competition. Trust me, it's not worth the glory. Anyways, fast forward and Lois goes through the interviews for the babysitters. And some of them are quite unusual, to say the least.
I see here you worked for a family for a number of years. Can I call the, Herculoids for a reference?
Rejections all around until La Dawn enters and Stewie is already calling dibs on her. Stewie starts going through cosmetic changes that no baby should ever know about.
Just being myself. Yeah. Oh, this here? Oh, it's just my package. Yeah, just my package. God delivered it. I signed for it.
But alas, La Dawn already has a boyfriend and Stewie's not happy about it. Things take a turn for the weird when Stewie walks in on La Dawn and her boyfriend Jeremy smooching right as he's picking out the perfect movie for their date. Let's just say Jeremy doesn't know who he's messing with.
All right, that's it. Jeremy must be destroyed.
And Stewie's not kidding. In true Stewie fashion, he takes matters into his own hands by literally knocking out Jeremy, who is twice his size, mind you, with an iron bar and driving him off to who knows where. Dang, I mean, this baby means business. Then Stewie tries to console La Dawn, acting all innocent like he had nothing to do with it. But when he makes his move, let's just say things get a little uncomfortable.
Oh, come here. Let me just hold you for a while.
Stewie, no! That is a bad place to touch. No.
Trust me, watching a kid grope someone was the last thing I needed to see today. And even he has the audacity to cry and whine about not getting his way when she rejects him. Like, who does this kid think he is?
No more TV.
Well, how about no more job? You hear that, Miss Fussy Britches? I shall see you fired, damn you!
Stewie will not want to take rejection well, ups the ante by doing the unthinkable. He drugs LaDawn and trashes the place. Now that's classic Stewie, am I right? As if that wasn't enough, he manages to get LaDawn fired by convincing Lois that she was partying while on the job. But just before she leaves, LaDawn gives Stewie a mixtape, a sweet goodbye gift, which makes him realize what a huge fumble he just made. Hey, we've all been there, Stewie. There's no use shouting out into the night anymore.
This is for you.
She made me a mixtape? Oh dear God, what have I done? I've made a terrible mistake. LaDawn! LaDawn!
Oh, and what happened to Jeremy? Well...
Oh, I suppose neither of us is really cut out for love, and oh my God, Jeremy's still in the trunk. Oh God, how long's it been? Let's see, two weeks. Yep, he's dead.
And just like that, Stewie's love life spirals into another hot mess. I mean, let's face it, Stewie. This one was doomed from the start. Maybe next time steer clear of the babysitters and stick to less complicated targets, like world domination. In the 6th spot, we've got the high school horror show that is Connie D'Amico, in the episode Mixed Stroke. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Stewie's bizarre quest for love takes him to the one place where teenage angst reigns supreme. High school. Brian and Stewie are watching the corniest high school scene ever, and when we call it that, know for sure that it's way worse than any other Disney high school musical or whatever.
I've got so many problems. Hey, nothing that can't be fixed by staring at a lake. High school is such a serious thing. These problems matter.
God, these high school students are lame.
Even Stewie can't force himself to watch, and he's the gayest character around. Declaring himself way cooler, he gets challenged by Brian to become the most popular kid in Meg's high school. And the stakes? Oh, nothing major, just something that is probably against the Geneva Convention.
Okay, if I win and you can't do it, you have to put your nose in Meg's hat and take an 8-second inhale.
And fast forward, and Stewie sneaks himself into Meg's high school, where it doesn't take him long to get in with the cool kids, and honestly, it seems like they're short a few chromosomes to not notice that Stewie isn't cool or even a teenager.
My name is Zach Sawyer. I just transferred here from rich, expensive, car-driving, sex-having high school.
Wow, that sounds awesome.
No, it's lame. Everything's lame.
Back in the school cafeteria, Stewie is chatting about MySpace and other ancient relics from the past that most viewers probably have no idea existed. It's like watching a time capsule from 2006. After the group leaves, Stewie pulls off his next move, asking Connie D'Amico, the queen bee of the school, to go on a date. And let me tell you, the name of the place he suggests is something I definitely do not want to repeat on YouTube.
That's what. No, but seriously, there's something I want to talk to you about.
Sure, Zach. Anything for you.
You want to go out to Anal Point this weekend? See what all the buzz is about?
Things seem to be going well until Connie discovers something about Stewie that makes her burst out laughing and ditch him. Poor Stewie is left more confused than when someone tried to explain Skibidi Toilet to me.
Zach, just get the hell out of my car.
That's it? That was sex? What a ripoff. I should sue her.
Be careful you're not held in contempt of cat.
Ha!
The next day at school, Stewie realizes that his stellar date with Connie earned him a brand new nickname. One that's not exactly flattering. Let's just say it's got a lot to do with what went down that night before.
What the hell is going on here?
Nothing, baby penis.
Well, yes, I have a baby.
But you know Stewie. He's not one to walk away without getting the last laugh. So in one final act of revenge, Stewie asks Connie for one last kiss. She agrees, but what she doesn't realize is that Stewie's about to flip the script. Suddenly, she's making out with a naked baby in front of the whole school. Yep, Stewie goes into full chaos mode and she gets arrested, and Stewie gets to leave with his signature badass accent.
You know, Connie, look, you're right. I behaved like a fool, and I apologize. But before I go, could I maybe have one last kiss?
Well, I guess so.
Look, this girl is making out with a baby, a nude baby.
Hey!
I am who I am.
Here comes the story of Eric.
And with that, Stewie makes his grand exit, leaving high school drama behind, and Connie probably needing years of therapy. All in all, another disastrous relationship for Stewie, one that probably makes us all thankful for his quick and unapologetic exit. Coming in at number 5 on Stewie Griffin's worst girlfriends list, we've got Olivia. The one who got away, and by got away, I mean ditched him for the glitz and glam of Hollywood after they tanked their own stage performance. Ah, the memories. In the episode Chick Cancer, Olivia re-enters Stewie's life, and just like a bad sequel, Stewie falls for her again. It all starts when Stewie and Brian stumble upon a news story about Olivia. Stewie's reaction is a roller coaster of emotions. He's fuming one minute and celebrating the next. Probably because he's torn between love and the satisfaction of seeing her fall from grace. Typical.
But little Olivia's career may be over just as it begins with today's announcement that Tasty Juice will be dropping her as their spokesperson.
But there is a silver lining for local Quahoggians, as Miss Fuller will be appearing at the Quahog Mall this weekend to mark the grand opening of the new Brat Wraps kids clothing store.
So Olivia's back in town, and Stewie, unable to resist the drama, heads to her store opening, supposedly to mock her. But guess what? Instead of unleashing his inner villain, which we're all secretly hoping for, Stewie does a complete 180 and becomes her biggest fan. I mean, like, come on, Stewie. Where's the evil mastermind we all know and love?
Boy, I'm gonna take her down right in front of everybody. All right, Olivia, get ready to... Good Lord!
What is it?
Brian, she looks fantastic!
Not here. Olivia, with her adorable antics and charming dialogue, has the whole crowd totally wrapped around her finger. It's almost painful to watch. Kind of like seeing a grown man get excited about Twilight. Yeah, that's this guy in this situation.
Hey, Mom, now would be a good time to raise my allowance.
Stewie then makes his move, running into Olivia while browsing through girly dresses like it's totally normal for him to be shopping there. But, like, let's be real, this is Stewie, so who knows what he's into at this point.
Oh, this one's kind of nice. What? Olivia? Hey!
Stewie? Oh my God! Wow, it's been a while.
Yeah, no, it has. Oh, so you're back in town?
Right, Stewie, total coincidence. Sure. Naturally, Stewie asks Olivia out, but she doesn't exactly fall head over heels. In a desperate move, Stewie turns to the last person anyone should ever seek relationship advice from, Brian. Yes, Brian, the walking rom-com disaster. Even Brian knows he's out of his depth here, so what does he do? He sends Stewie to the worst possible mentor, Glenn Quagmire.
Oh yeah? What do you know about women?
You want to know how to get women? There's only one place in town you need to observe. Just watch.
I am not doing that, Glenn!
Come on, beautiful, keep an open mind!
You're a sick man!
Hey, keep it down. I don't want my neighbors seeing a fat old dirty whore screaming at me on my front lawn.
Whore? Well, maybe I should come inside.
Well, maybe you should.
Yeah, that's right, Quagmire. The man, the myth, the giggity. And Stewie, being the easily influenced child genius that he is, immediately misinterprets Quagmire's wisdom, and boy does he get it wrong.
Unless, Brian, do women like it when you treat them like crap?
Well, I don't know if you want to be that black and white about it.
That's it, isn't it? Women respond when you treat them like crap.
Suddenly, Stewie transforms into every high school cliche rolled into one. Leather jacket, lollipop and all. It's like watching a toddler version of the Fonz. But instead of cool, it's just like disturbing, to be honest. Surprisingly though, it works. Olivia agrees to go on a date, and Stewie's belief in Quagmire's sleazy charm is reinforced.
So I'll pick you up at 7?
That sounds wonderful.
She said yes.
Fast forward, and these two are inseparable. Stewie and Olivia, the it couple, or so it seems. Because with Stewie, when things are going well, it is a giant red flag. And sure enough, it all unravels faster than a celebrity marriage. It hits rock bottom when Olivia bumps into an old co-star, and Stewie's jealousy levels go higher than SpaceX ever could.
What the hell is wrong with you? You're acting like a jerk.
Oh, I'm acting like a jerk? What about phony Curtis over there?
He happens to be a very intelligent, successful actor. And you know he's done 3 national diaper commercials.
Their fights escalate, and before you can say toxic relationship again, they decide the best way to solve their problems is... getting married? Yeah, because of course that'll help. Rupert, Stewie's stuffed bear, officiates the wedding because why not? But if you think marriage will fix things, you clearly haven't been paying attention. There's still a train wreck, and the chaos only amplifies when they go on a double date with Brian.
Olivia, the three of us are having a great time. What's your problem?
My problem is you. You're acting like a baby.
And we come to the center of the shrubbery maze. That's what it all comes down to, isn't it? I'm not grown up enough for you.
The dinner turns into a battlefield with insults flying faster than a Marvel movie plot twist. Even Brian's smart enough not to get involved in this one.
Well, you are a baby, aren't you?
Stay out of it, stay out of it.
And after the fight, Olivia leaves Stewie for a bit, and while he tries to act all tough, you can tell he's crushed. It takes Brian channeling his inner Robin Williams, from Good Will Hunting, not Mrs. Doubtfire, although I'd pay to see that, to get Stewie to open up.
It's not your fault.
I know.
No, Stewie. It's not your fault.
Don't do this to me, man. Not you, man.
It's not your fault.
Screw you. Cut it out, man.
It's not your fault.
Why is it so hard? I didn't know it was gonna be so hard.
In a last-ditch effort to fix things, Stewie heads back to Olivia's playhouse to apologize, only to catch her in the act, cheating on him with Victor. Over silly putty, no less. The same silly putty that Stewie bought for her. Oof, talk about betrayal.
Stewie, this isn't what it looks like.
Yeah, Stewie, I just dropped by.
Ain't nobody talking to you. Is that the silly putty I bought you this weekend?
So, how does Stewie handle it? Oh, well, you know, by burning down their cardboard house with Olivia and Victor inside. Over silly putty. Yeah, silly putty, Stewie just went full-on Fatal Attraction, toddler edition. Somebody please get this kid some therapy, or at least a trip to juvie. He's clearly not ready for relationships. So in our list of the worst girlfriends Stewie has had, we have an episode where Stewie falls for none other than Joe's kid, and no, we're not talking about Joe's grown-up military-trained son. This time, Stewie's romantic target is literally a week old, which feels weird, wrong, and just, well, Stewie. It all kicks off when Peter and the gang are getting ready for some paintball action, but Joe bails because Bonnie's about to give birth. Naturally, Peter decides to visit Bonnie, and it's not for moral support, because of course not, this is Family Guy.
Hi, Peter. How are you?
Never mind that, Bonnie. I'm here to induce birth. Follow me.
Yeah, you heard that right. Peter's idea of helping Bonnie involves a brilliant plan that somehow feels both idiotic and, dare I say, foolproof? Brace yourself for this one.
Now, I'm gonna put the TV remote down by your feet, and I'm gonna turn on 2.5 Men. If your baby isn't totally brain dead, it'll come rushing out to change a channel. And when he does, I'll grab his hand and yank him out of there.
Yeah, that's the whole plan. Unsurprisingly, it doesn't go as Peter imagines, but Bonnie still gives birth to Susie, and within a few minutes of her grand entrance into the world, Stewie's already crushing on her. Honestly, the whole thing is super creepy on so many levels.
Oh my god! Who is that angel?
That's Susie Swanson.
You don't say.
He immediately decides to express his feelings the best way he knows how, by writing a song. Too bad the songwriting process is, let's just say, could use some serious improvement.
Oh, Brian, come here. Would you mind listening to this song I've written for Susie Swanson and tell me what you think?
Okay.
Susie, you're a baby. That's all I have so far.
That was horrible.
Even Brian, who's thought of a lot of Stewie's craziness, can't sugarcoat the disaster. But does Stewie give up? No. Instead, he goes full-on creep mode and starts stalking Susie like some kind of toddler-sized peeping Tom.
Oh my god, she's so hot. Look at that, she can fit that whole bottle in her mouth.
Finally, Stewie's done making a song and even has a music video to go along with it that Brian desperately wants to bug him about so much that he's even willing to have his face smashed with the laptop. Man, what a daredevil.
Go away! I'm editing this music video I'm making for Susie.
Oh, really? Music video? Working on a video there? Little music video? Little compilation of visual images to go with a song?
And then we're launched into a trippy, never-ending music video set to Everything I Do It For You by Bryan Adams. I tell you guys, it's like a fever dream wrapped in a flashback montage. You can almost hear the collective confusion from the audience. Like, even Brian is left scratching his head.
I'm not following the story arc here.
Shut up!
Brian's brutally honest feedback.
Don't worry, Brian. Those goosebumps will go away in about 20 minutes.
Stewie, that is the worst thing I have ever seen, ever. And I've seen Peter when he's frozen in sex face.
Ouch. So, after putting his soul into a music video that would even make the cheesiest boy band cringe, Stewie's already over Susan like a typical Gen Z kid. When Brian asks if Susie liked the video, Stewie casually reveals he's over her. Who's his new love interest? Bryan Adams himself. It's this kind of anticlimactic situationship that ends on a high note, although Susie, I will say, dodges a major bullet by never having to see that video. And let's be real, if she had, it probably would have ended in yet another Stewie love story crash and burn. At number 3, Stewie orders home a bride. That's right, apparently in this universe, a child can just hop online and have a full-grown woman delivered to be his wife. Deal with it. We begin with Mort finally getting a girlfriend who looks like just the type of lady you'd expect to marry Mort, and guess what?
I know it's last minute, but we got a great deal at canceledbarmitzvahs.com, and you're all invited to our wedding this Thursday.
I can't go.
In New Orleans.
By myself. I have to bring my family.
Good for you, Mort. Fast forward to the ceremony and the vows are as Mort-inspired as they can be. I mean, is anyone even listening to what these two are saying?
Mort, you are my forever person.
Aww.
May we continue to have no respect for other drivers on the road and view stop signs as suggestions.
And Rachel, you are my forever person.
Aww.
And may my dead ex-wife's uncle's Netflix account continue to be fruitful to us for many years to come.
At least Stewie's into it. In fact, he's so into it that he goes right out, and Stewie's so inspired by the ceremony that he goes home and orders himself a bride. From where exactly? The wives section of Amazon Prime? Who knows? But what's even weirder is that they send a backup option just in case. Wow, talk about customer service.
Is there a dead body in there?
Yeah, they send 2 in case one dies.
Shiva's sister.
Looks like her arm was gnawed off.
Stewie's new bride, Zlata, arrives, and while Stewie's busy preparing for his wedding day, Brian steps in to ask the obvious questions. Isn't this illegal? And insane? He even tries to talk some sense into Zlata, but her response is the most classic Eastern European answer ever. Like, she's unfazed, to say the least.
Zlata, why would you marry a baby?
In my country, everyone I know blows up.
Whether it's past relationship trauma or Stewie's warped idea of love, this kid seriously needs a crash course in Relationships 101. But despite everything, Stewie and Zlata actually get married, and suddenly Stewie finds himself working at a car rental place. Yep, the joys of marriage include cleaning vomit out of rental cars and shouting for a missing coworker who's probably hiding in the back. I mean, can you blame him? I'd hide too.
Levi?
Hey, I accidentally barfed in my car. They told me I could leave it here.
Yeah, I'll clean it.
Thanks. I gotta catch my flight.
You signed up for this, Stewie. Oh well, such is the burden that comes with getting married. And as if things couldn't get weirder, Zlata starts pushing Stewie to, do the deed. He stalls, of course, until her short attention span kicks in. Oh, and did I mention that Zlata knows he's a baby? Yep, we're in peak WTF territory here.
No more putting off. Sex now. Wait. Black men in glasses?
Yes, it's a Sterling Brown episode.
I like black men in glasses.
Anyways, coming home from a job he already hates, Stewie stumbles upon Brian and Zlata in a rather awkward situation.
Hey, Stewie.
Brian? What the hell? That's my wife, man. Get off her.
But on the plus side, at least Stewie finally gets a call from his long-lost coworker. I mean, better late than never, right?
Hello? Levi, where you been, man? Look, I already gave you a verbal warning, so I'm gonna have to write you up.
And what is Zlata's response to all this?
Stewie, don't be mad.
Well, I think it's time for Stewie to leave her a 1-star review on whatever shady website he'd order her from. Clearly, she's a defective product. Feeling betrayed, Stewie goes on a full-blown rampage.
You play doctor with my wife, Bri? You show her yours? She show you hers? Those are private parts!
At one point, Stewie even asks Brian a question that makes it painfully obvious he has no idea what sex is. And honestly, that's probably for the best. Yeah, let's keep it that way.
Did you kiss butts? Did you, Bri?
I kiss butts with a lot of people.
In a last-ditch effort, Stewie takes Brian and Zlata to his favorite budget restaurant, where he offers Brian a deal he can't refuse.
Well, I've been thinking about this situation, and I have a proposal for you. I want you to sleep with my wife again.
What?
My gosh, what happened to this kid? Seriously, he's really down bad. But in the end, Zlata leaves him anyway, and Stewie thinks he's finally free from the horrors of married life, and is ready to quit his car rental job only to find out that Levi, his ever-elusive coworker, has a surprise for him. It's the kind of twist that only Stewie's love life could deliver.
You can take this job and—
Surprise!
Me? Yes, thank you!
You don't know how much I needed this today.
Up next, we got Penelope. Yeah, Penelope, Stewie's intellectual and evil match in the episode Mr. and Mrs. Stewie. On paper, it seems like a perfect pairing, but in reality, Penelope turns out to be way too diabolical, even for our little villain. I know, right? How can anyone be too evil for Stewie? I know. Anyways, the story begins with Brian dragging Stewie to a book reading that ends up being cancelled. Naturally, Brian tries to hijack the whole event, which, let's face it, would get old real fast.
I'm sorry, everybody. Mr. Franzen has informed us he's not coming. Like most real authors, he's too good for this dumb town.
I hate it here.
Well, this crowd was promised an author.
No!
At this event, Brian, ever the self-proclaimed intellectual, meets a girl and proceeds to bore her with tales about his non-existent literary career. Meanwhile, Stewie's left hanging, and to make up for it, Brian takes him to the park. Yes, in the Family Guy universe, it's perfectly normal for a dog to take his baby owner to the park. Weird. While there, Stewie gets bullied, but soon after meets Penelope, who introduces herself in the creepiest way possible. Instant love connection? Maybe.
You there. Would you like a piece of candy?
Don't push.
It doesn't take long for Stewie to discover that Penelope is his twisted soulmate. She's got a Ted Kaczynski book and a room full of weapons, because what girl her age doesn't, right? But what really seals the deal is this.
Wait a moment. Did you kill her?
Well, I held the knife. And her hair.
Oh my God! I've been dreaming about doing that for years, and you've actually gone ahead and done it! Penelope, I've never said this to anyone before, but I feel like I may have finally found, in you, my one true soulmate.
Soon enough, these two little psychopaths become the ultimate power couple, wreaking havoc across the globe that somehow never comes back to bite them, as if the consequences of one's actions just don't exist in that universe.
I say, we're on quite a run. We blew up the Great Wall of China, bombed the Eiffel Tower, and look at this note I sent off. Dear Pakistan,
Up yours. Love, India.
let's see what happens.
They did not need much.
Eventually, Brian starts to realize something's off, and then he finally pieces it together, and Stewie has to spell it out for him.
God, it's you, isn't it? It's you and Penelope who've been doing all these horrible things.
So, I've always been about world domination. The hell do you think I was talking about when I said victory shall be mine?
Wait, you said Brian was the smart one again? No one? Anyways, Brian tries to convince Stewie that while his plans for world domination have a purpose, debatable, Penelope just enjoys being a sociopath. When Stewie suggests they cool it a little, Penelope does what any toxic girlfriend would. She gaslights the ever-loving crap out of Stewie into killing Brian. Yeah, this relationship is officially entering the red flags everywhere zone.
Stuart, do you love me?
More than anything.
Then swear on that love that you'll do what I ask.
Just name it.
Kill him. Kill Brian for me.
Stewie for once refuses, and that's when Penelope decides to take matters into her own hands. Stewie rushes home to warn Brian, and that's when all hell breaks loose.
What was he doing?
Anyway, Penelope's trying to kill you!
I told you she was bad news.
Look, let's just get you someplace safe.
Brian decides to be the brave guy, but...
Penelope, I can't let you do this!
Stewie, she's 1 year old. I think I can handle this myself. All right, Stewie, tag in.
What follows is an epic fight sequence between Stewie and Penelope that rivals Peter's infamous battles with the giant chicken. I mean, like, it's a love story, but with explosions and death threats. But hey, don't break up like normal people. No, they do it in the most chaotic and borderline romantic way possible.
Stay away from my dog.
Very well, Stewie, I shall. But just one thing.
What?
And with that, Stewie's once perfect match becomes yet another entry in his long list of disastrous relationships. And then finally at number 1, we've got the episode of The Boys in the Band. This episode kicks off with Stewie and Brian indulging in a highly questionable cut of Willy Wonka.
He lived happily ever after, but he did have to earn it. Hint, hint.
Do it, Charlie!
Wait, I don't remember this scene being in the movie. Of course, Loing, being the buzzkill that she often is, comes in and changes the channel to something more baby-appropriate, which in this case is a cringy show starring the Turtlenecks. Stewie's not having it. He's not here for baby songs that gloss over the real issues of baby life, which frankly I don't think even normal babies go through, especially the last part.
Baby songs never tackle real baby issues. You know, like loud noises, or teething, or when Dad uses me as a lumbar pillow.
So naturally, Stewie takes matters into his own tiny hands, challenged by Brian to write songs that speak to the struggles of babyhood, and the songs are very, creative to say the least.
Mama liked to party when you were in her belly, drinking she did some. Mama liked to party when you were in her belly, that's why you are dumb.
Wow, a song about fetal alcohol syndrome. How cheerful. Pretty soon they're already a band and landing gigs at birthday parties for children, and it's right at one of these parties where they run into one of our old friends.
Hey, is that your ex-girlfriend, Olivia? God, what's she doing here? She was always such a nightmare.
Of course, they bump into each other and reminisce over the good old times.
You know, the last time I saw you, you were...
Burning in a cardboard house?
Yeah, burning in a cardboard house, yeah.
How pleasant is it to run into an old lover who tried killing you? Must be fun. The band goes on to perform a song about something I can't really put my finger on, but hey, it's a real baby issue and they relate. It's a hit.
Daddy goes, Mommy goes, ow.
Daddy says I'm done, Mommy goes, wow.
Daddy rolls over and falls asleep. Mommy drinks wine in the dark.
Olivia sees the potential in Stewie's band, and like any good toxic girlfriend who just won't go away, she swoops in to ruin everything. Just as the duo is about to celebrate, Olivia comes up and states that she and Stewie are going on a date, much to Brian's disappointment. Fast forward and she's already managing the band while Brian, sensing the inevitable, tries to talk him out of it.
You really think this Olivia thing is a good idea?
Why wouldn't it be?
I don't know, it just seems like it always ends badly for you two.
Cue cheesy Charlies, because where else do serious musicians meet? Where Olivia pulls one of her classic moves, feeding Stewie just enough lies to stoke the fires of jealousy. Brian leaves the two for a moment, and Olivia is already doing her best to make us hate her guts.
Finally, he's doing something useful.
What? What do you mean?
Nothing. It's just, you write all the songs, you've got a better voice, you've got the sweet bod.
Oh my god, babe.
Olivia says in confidence to Stewie that at the end of every gig, everybody gives Brian the attention and not Stewie, and Stewie impulsively believes this. At another gig, Stewie finally snaps and goes full-on diva, confronting Brian about it.
Stewie, what the hell is your problem?
I'll tell you what my problem is. I'm doing all the work and you're just riding my coattails.
What are you talking about? I'm just as big a part of this group as you are.
And then here we go, Olivia comes in again and does something that's straight out of the Games of Thrones or something.
Are you serious? You're actually kicking me out of the band?
Not at all. In fact, I think you and I should kick Stewie out, and I'll take his place.
What?
Well played, Olivia. Well played. When Stewie gets back, Brian breaks the news to him and the band crumbles. And it's all because Olivia just couldn't resist snatching the spotlight for herself. At this point, I think we'd all wish she just stayed in that cardboard house.
Yeah? Well, how about this, Stewie? You're fired. Pardon? That's right. Olivia's taking your place in the band.
Meanwhile, Brian, trying to salvage what's left of his dignity, admits that he can't keep performing with the turtlenecks, while Stewie sulks in the corner. So he bails on the gig because, let's face it, they're the true BFF couple of this show.
I hate to tell you this, but I'm afraid red shirt, blue shirt is done. I can't do this. I'm out.
I don't care. I don't need you.
The duo reconcile, and Brian reveals that Olivia got a new dog to join the band, and despite what they think, we've definitely seen this dog before, and he's the perfect one for the band.
All right, listen up, you little pieces of garbage. This song's about getting heartburn from baked clams and other kids' stuff.
And with that, Olivia exits Stewie's life again. Hopefully for good this time, because let's be honest, Stewie doesn't need another toxic ex popping up like a bad sequel. Here's to hoping she stays gone, but in Quahog, who knows? Keep your cardboard houses ready.